Hey YouTube, how are we doing? Today I should be doing something a little bit different to my normal beginner motorcycle rides. I'll be fitting a quad lock phone mount to my CB125F here. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. In fact, I bought these about 2 months ago in the Black Friday sale, but I haven't had a chance to do it, so I'm doing it today. What do I want to mount on my phone? Well, really, when I get to adventuring onto the mainland and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be advantageous for me to have some satnav, which I will use on my phone. So I'm going to get a quad lock mount fitted. I've had one for years in my car. Absolutely fantastic, rock solid. I know there's cheaper options available to you if you don't want to go for quad locks. I do look into those as well, but I will use quad lock because I know it just works when you need it to. Now, there's lots of other different types of mounts available for your bike, but I wouldn't mind to be sort of discreet, as it were. When I went to look at my bike, in the photos, someone had like an easel strapped to the handlebars for their phone, and it just looks awful. You see all these people with nice bikes and like massive phone mounts hanging off the handlebars, and I think it looks rubbish, to be fair, but that is just my opinion. But I want mine to look discreet, so I have done some research and I reckon this little lot will get me where I need to be, hopefully. Let's delve in. Okay, so this is my handlebar setup. As you can see, it's more of a sit up and beg bike, so you've got like big riser style bars, and what I normally see is people with big mounts up here, which makes it great. You can see with your helmet on nice and easily, but it's in the way, and if you come off, it's definitely going to get knocked. My idea was to have something fitted similar sort of to that, so nice and out of the way of the ignition key, but also so you can still see it when you're riding, but it's out of the way and you're the only one that knows it's there. So I'm going to try this kit I've got and see if it works. Okay, so just before we get into that, I'm just going to sort of show you which parts I'm going to be fitting on my bike. I've got a charging mount in my car and it's just fantastic. You pop your phone on it, it's all magnetic, and it's solid as a rock, and it also charges your phone whilst you're using the satnav, so you're not just draining the battery all the time. So one of those charging units is definitely going on, if it fits. I've also got a USB adapter to connect onto my battery so I can charge it from the bike battery, but I'll do that in a separate video because not everyone will be interested in doing that, but I will do that as well. What else have we got? I've got the actual bar clamp itself. Now I needed this to be really low profile because there's a lot going on in that area of the bike, and I'm really hoping this is going to fit. If it doesn't, back to the drawing board. What else have we got? Okay, like the pivot section there, this will allow me to manipulate the positioning of the phone on the handlebars just so it's perfect in a nice position for me. And of course I want to make sure that I can see it with my helmet on as well should I need to, which I will of course, but that will give me a multitude of options for positioning. So that's going on. And also don't forget the vibration dampener. Having it stuck on your handlebars, even though you've got suspension, your phone will be subject to a lot of small tiny vibrations which can damage the internals of your camera on your phone. So when you go and take a picture, it's all out of focus because it's damaged the internals of the camera. So definitely get one of those. It's got little rubber bungs on it which take out some of the shock. Highly recommended, according to the internet anyway, for motorcyclists. And last but not least, just a little clear phone cover. Obviously I've got an iPhone 12 Pro Max, so it's really old school, but accordingly it is waterproof to a certain extent, but this plastic cover goes over the top of it just so no water can get on it if you get caught in a downpour. So that's handy for me to keep under my seat should I need it. Let's get on with it. Okay, so this is the little handlebar clamp that we'll be fitting. It does come with a chocolate Allen key, so I'll be using my own Allen keys because I've got some decent ones, because I don't want to strip the bolt head. But it also comes with these little collets, which are like really hard rubber kind of spacers really for your handlebars. Now, I did some research before I bought these, so I know what size handlebars there are on the CB125F, and they're 22.2mm, and just by luck, the one at the top is 22.2mm. So I know that that is the one that I need to gain a perfect fit. So I'm going to get seeing where this might go on the handlebars. Okay, so I hope you can see the handlebar set up there properly. I have come to the conclusion that if I fit the actual mount there, once I put the little extension rod on, it will be really high up. So, because that will gain a good 2 or 3 inches, I reckon, in height. So what I reckon I'm going to do is come from the side just here, and then the little adapter can poke out like this with the mount on the top, and then the phone should sit quite central. So I'm going to bung this little rubber collet onto the handlebars and get this tightened up tentatively so we can still adjust it should we need to. So let's get on with that. I've also got some wires here for my brakes and all that kind of stuff. So also when this is fitted, I need to make sure it doesn't foul any of those bits. So let's get this open and get it on there. Okay, quite handy. The Allen key mount is on the top when you fit it, so you don't need to get underneath. You can screw it up from this side, so you don't have to get underneath to tighten it up, which is really well thought out. So let's bung this on here. Let's go this way. And we can get an idea on fitment. Okay, so that's going to be quite nice and snug, and it looks like I can get that anywhere I want along that tube, pretty much. So we got plenty of space for fine tuning. Let's get this bolt in there so I don't lose it, and then we can connect the other parts and keep and see where we need them to be for a good fit. Let's get this on here. Right, that's on there enough that I can still move it, but the bolt's not going to come out. So let's unpack the other part that I need. Okay, next up we got this little contraption, basically, which is like a universal mount. So you can bend this way and this way, and also this one this way and this way, and probably to a certain extent. I haven't loosened it off, but probably laterally to a certain extent as well. And it looks like I need to undo this Allen bolt to get this bolt inside one of these ends. Basically to connect onto this little mount which is on my handlebar. Now I did notice that there's little teeth and grooves on the end of these, and it's different, so one's male and one's female. So if I look on this mount, that is male, so I need to find the female end just here and get the screw fitted on the inside of that, so I can tentatively put it on there while it's still a bit loose and see where it mounts. But that should bring me somewhere close to the middle. I can bend it down a bit just to get it a little closer to the middle of the handlebars. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so it turns out this little doobie here, when you unscrew the bolt which was fitted onto here, you've got like a hard bolt and you've got an adjustable bolt with it as well. So you can loosen this one off when you're out and about without the need for an Allen key. So I'll probably keep that one on unless it's in the way, because I won't really need to adjust it, but it'd be handy to be able to. If not, I'll bung this back on because it's really low profile. It turns out this is actually spring loaded pretty much, so you can't undo it fully to get to the other side of the bolt, but if you turn it over to get the right end, you'll see that if you bend it just there, it exposes that hole, which will allow you to get the bolt, which is also supplied. Again, they also supply another Allen key with this, which is really handy. So you can see that bolt goes through there, it will connect onto there, and then you can tighten it up using this or the low profile one. So I'm going to get on with that, and yeah, hopefully it gets us in a good position, at least something we can work with. So let's do that. I'm actually going to make a start with the chocolate thing while there's no excessive force going into it, just because my other tool is a little bit long. So let's give this a waddle up here because it's a bit easier access, and get that tight enough that we can still adjust it should we need to. I reckon I'm going to want it a bit like that. So let's tighten it up a bit. It's on notches, so you've got probably 50 or so different notches as you go around the all the way around there. Okay, that's tight enough for us to play with. So as you can see, once it's fitted onto the bracket, you can move it in all which direction, and also you've got the little ball on the end which you can also use to manipulate and get this in the exact position you like. Now that is the kind of thing I'm going for, because it's pretty close to the centre line where my ignition key is, which is bang on where I wanted. So that is a good start. Let's figure out the vibration mount and the actual charging socket and see what that looks like. Let's get on with it. Okay, so this is the little vibration mount. So this is the next part that I'm going to fit on there. It's basically got two plates with some little rubber bungs in between them. And I don't know if you can see on the camera there, but if I squash that, they sort of contract and squish and just give a little bit of suspension, I guess, for your phone mount, so it doesn't ruin the internals of your camera. I'll probably mention that before, but These things are so well thought through. You've got like a little bolt there which your accessory mount will fit onto, but then you need to also be able to gain access to the Allen key. So there's an even smaller one and another chocolate Allen key provided that goes through the middle of that little hole to tighten up the smaller bolt on the inside. Very, very well thought out. Anyway, I'm going to size this up and offer it up and see if it's going to look how I thought it might in my head. Let's get to it. Okay, so here's my mount which I've fitted already. My little vibration damper just here. And again, my chocolate Allen key. I'm going to carry on using this for the time being because I'm not tightening anything up tight. If I do that, I'll do it with my nicer tool. So where do I want that to be where it's going to be least in the way? I reckon like that kind of thing. We'll make fine tune adjustments. But for now, I'm just going to bung it on there and see whether it's going to be in the way of my ignition barrel. Because if I can't start my bike, there's no point having it on there in the first place. Right, that's all fitted. Nice little bit of suspension going on, if that's what you want to call it. Anyway, next up, the charging accessory. Right, so now I've fitted my little vibration mount. The next thing to do is to fit the magnetic, in fact it's not magnetic, we'll get to that in a second. This is the Weatherproof wireless charger. So it's weatherproof, it can stay on the bike year round and it doesn't matter if it gets wet. And this is compatible with a quadlock phone case. Now I believe you can get two different types. You can get a MagSafe or something they call it, where it just clicks on magnetically to a normal mount, or you can get one where you have to twist it. This is actually a magnetic one, but this is not magnetic, so you still have to use the twisting action. You push the back plate down and twist it. So I'll show you all that sort of stuff later, but you will need a quad lock phone case, which I already had anyways for my phone mount in my car. Right, so let's fit this up to the bike and see if we can get some good position in. I'm not going to fit all the cables and stuff like that. That'll be for another video. Okay, so this is the mount here. This is the back of it. You can see it's got a cable there for you to put your USB cable into there just to power the charging function of this unit here. I believe you can get one that doesn't charge. I'm not going to put all the cables on today because some people won't be charging and will be just using the other head, which will be the same fitment, but just with this different attachment missing. And you've got a little power button at the back there. So if you are fitting this one, make sure you've got this so it's easily accessible. I'm probably going to bung mine at the bottom just because it's easy to grab just there. So I reckon my mount is now in a pretty decent position to start off with. So let's get this on the bike and see how it functions. So let's keep this. This must pop on when there's power to it. So I'll keep that down the bottom so it's nice and easy to see. And conveniently, it's right the other side of the power button, which is all handy. So let's bung it on. Well, that was exceptionally easy to fit. And one thing I have noticed is it does wobble about a little bit. This will be partly because I haven't tightened all the bolts up yet because I still need to get the final position nailed. But the main reason is because we've got the vibration dampers on there. So it's actually doing its job when it's wobbling around like that, protecting your phone. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get my phone connected onto there. I've never had to use the one before where you have to twist it because on in my car, because it's magnetic, I just literally put it near it and it sticks to it. But I'm going to have a go and see if I can get it on there. I think you have to do it at a 45-degree angle, so let's have a go. Okay, well that was easy. I don't want it that way up. The reason being, I always have my satnav landscape for some reason. Also, this is getting in the way of all the dials and stuff, so I don't want that. So I need to figure out a way to turn it around. I'm pretty sure you can have it through 180 degrees. So let's figure that out. Ah, there you go. Okay, it's popped off, but I guess I need to put it back on just in the opposite direction. There you go. Let's get rid of that. There you go. Right, so that is the finished article. Pretty much. I just need to go around and check it's all tightened up and then jump on the bike, of course, and see whether I can see everything that I need to, like my indicators and stuff, once I've got my helmet on. So let's get tightening. Okay, and this is the finished article. As you can see, it's not quite central. I just couldn't get the various mounts and stuff just to line up bang on in the centre, but it's literally within a couple of millimetres, so I will take that. But crucially, it does not get in the way in any way with my ignition key. I can also still see my indicators and the all of the rev counter, fuel gauge, gear selector and all that sort of stuff that I could see if that wasn't there. Yeah, I'm really pleased about that. I've definitely chuffed I've now got satnav on my phone. When I am able to venture onto the mainland, that'll come in very handy, of course. I will do another video. You'll find a little card just up here linking to a video where I'm fitting and routing the USB charger and connecting it all to the battery and all that kind of stuff. So if that is of interest to you, do click on that. If it's not of interest to you, don't bother. But I hope you found this useful. If you have, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below and let me know if you went for a different brand. You know, is there an alternative to quadlock that you like the look of better? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Catch you later.